When you're growing up, you're told that the world is the way it is. You're told to accept the rules, the limitations, the boundaries that society has drawn for you. You learn to play it safe, to avoid banging your head against walls, to live within the confines of what is considered a normal. And most people do. They settle into that narrow path, believing that their lives are predetermined by forces far beyond their control. But what if I told you that everything around you, the rules, the products, the systems, the very fabric of your reality was made up by people no smarter than you? Smarter than you. That every constraint you see is nothing more than a set of ideas that can be challenged, rewritten, and reinvented? I want you to understand something fundamental. The world is not fixed. It is fluid, malleable, and waiting for someone like you to come along and change it. This is the harsh truth about conformity. It's a prison built by fear, and the key to freedom lies in breaking those chains. The people who truly change the world are the ones who reject the notion that this is just how it is. They see beyond the limits. They ask questions. They dare to dream of a better tomorrow. Let me take you back to a time when learning wasn't so easy. In my youth, I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. But I also learned that if you never challenge the status quo, you'll never see what's possible. I remember reading about Alexander the Great's tutor. Yes, Aristotle. For 14 years, Aristotle guided one of history's greatest minds, shaping the future of Western civilization. I was envious. I wished I could have that kind of direct access to genius, a chance to ask Aristotle a question, to dive into his thoughts without an intermediary. Thanks to the miracle of the printed page, I could at least read his works directly, understand his philosophy, and absorb the knowledge that laid the foundation of our culture. But imagine if we could do more than just read. Imagine a world where technology allows us to interact with the wisdom of the past. What if someday you could ask Aristotle a question and get a thoughtful, reasoned answer, just as if he were sitting right there with you? That's the future I envision. A world where interactive tools capture the underlying principles of timeless wisdom and make them accessible to everyone. It's not enough to know what Aristotle wrote. We must learn to ask the right questions, so that his insights can guide us in making better choices today. And that, my friends, is where the magic of innovation begins. From the moment we're born, society molds us. We are fed a steady diet of a shoulds and musts. We learn that our lives are supposed to follow a predictable pattern. Go to school, get a job, settle down, and don't rock the boat. We're taught that stability is the highest goal, that our worth is measured by how well we fit into the established order. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That very order is built on ideas that can be changed. Everything we take for granted, every rule, every tradition, was invented by people who had the guts to challenge what came before. And if they could break the mold, so can you. Think about the great innovations of our time. The personal computer, the smartphone, the internet. None of these were inevitable. They were the product of visionaries who dared to question the world as it was and to imagine it as it could be. They didn't wait for someone else to rewrite the rules. They rewrote them themselves. Conformity is a comfortable prison, but it is a prison nonetheless. The vast majority of people live within its confines, never daring to push the boundaries. They accept life as it is given to them without ever questioning why it can't be different. And that is why most people remain stuck, never achieving the breakthrough that transforms not only their lives, but the world around them. Now, let's talk about vision, a concept that has defined the greatest innovations and changed the course of history. Vision isn't just about dreaming. It's about seeing possibilities that others overlook. It's about looking at a challenge and thinking, I can solve this, or I can make this better. Wow. When I started Apple, I didn't just want to build computers. I wanted to empower people. I wanted to take a tool, something as mundane as a machine, and transform it into an extension of the human mind. I believed that if technology could become as natural as riding a bicycle, then anything was possible. That's why we invested so much into making our products not only functional, but also beautiful, intuitive, and inspirational. This is where great marketing comes into play. Great marketing isn't about the technical specifications or the bits and bytes of a product. It's about the values behind it. It's about communicating a vision so powerfully that people don't just buy a product. They buy into an idea, a lifestyle, a movement. And that's why the Think Different campaign wasn't just an ad. It was a manifesto. It was a call to arms for everyone who dared to think differently, to challenge the norm, and to pursue greatness. At its core, our culture at Apple has always been about more than just making products. It was, and remains, about building a community of people who believe in the power of innovation. It's about inspiring each other to push past limitations, to question what we know, and to create something extraordinary out of the ordinary. But let's go further. Imagine a world where the wisdom of our greatest thinkers isn't confined to dusty old books, where you don't have to rely on intermediaries to access the thoughts of history's most brilliant minds. Wait, imagine being able to ask Aristotle a question and receive an answer as if he were right there with you. This isn't science fiction. It's the future. It's the future. Interactive technology is rapidly evolving, and with it comes the promise of a new kind of learning, a learning experience that's dynamic, personalized, and, most importantly, interactive. We are on the cusp of an era where artificial intelligence and machine learning can capture the essence of human thought and bring it to life. The potential is enormous. It means that every student, every curious mind, could have direct access to the insights of the past, not just the words, but the very reasoning behind them. The interactive tools we're developing could allow us to experience history in a way that was once unimaginable. A dialogue with the great minds who shaped our world. This is the foundation upon which our modern civilization is built. And yet we're only just beginning to tap into its potential. There is an opportunity here to transform education, to democratize knowledge, and to empower every person with the wisdom of the ages. So, why do we conform? Why do so many of us live our lives by the rules set out by others? It's because conformity is safe. It's predictable. It's comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of progress. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every monumental achievement has come from someone who was willing to step outside of the comfort zone, to challenge, to question, to imagine a different future. I challenge you today to reject the notion that life is fixed and immutable. Understand that everything you know, the world as it is, was built by people who made choices. And those choices can be reimagined, rebuilt, and redefined. You have the power to change the world. You have the ability to influence the future. And it all starts with a single step, the courage to ask the right questions. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? What is the vision that burns inside of me? And what am I willing to risk to make that vision a reality? Because the truth is, if you're not willing to take that risk, if you're not willing to challenge the status quo, then you will remain one of the 98%, living a life that's safe, predictable, and unremarkable. But if you dare to think differently, if you dare to imagine a world where you are the creator, the innovator, the change maker, then you join the ranks of the 2%, the ones who change the world. When I was young, I was fortunate enough to discover what I loved to do. I found my passion early in life. But let me tell you, finding what you love isn't just a matter of chance. It's a journey. It takes curiosity, exploration, and a willingness to follow your heart, even when it leads you down unexpected paths. I once read that if you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll be right. And someday you'll be right. That simple thought changed everything for me. Every morning, I looked in the mirror and asked, if today were my last day, would I be doing what I'm about to do? And if the answer was no, if it wasn't enough, I changed something. I did something different. That mindset is what fuels innovation. It forces you to confront the fleeting nature of time, to realize that every moment counts, and to push you toward making each day extraordinary. Your work, your relationships, your passions, they all deserve that kind of commitment. You must never settle. If you haven't found what you love yet, keep searching. And when you do find it, hold on tight, because that is the only way to do great work. Now, let's talk about something even more profound, death. Death. It's a topic most people avoid, but it's the most important tool I've ever encountered for making big choices in life. When you truly understand that you're going to die, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure just fade away. What remains is what is truly important. I was 17 when I read a quote. If you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll be right. That thought has been my compass for over 3 decades. Every morning, I look in the mirror and ask, if today were my last day, would I do what I'm about to do? And if not, I change it. Because knowing you're going to die is a liberating realization. It strips away all the superfluous, leaving only what matters. This is not a call for reckless behavior. It's a call to focus on what's truly essential, your passions, your dreams, and the impact you can have on the world. When you face the reality of mortality, you see that every moment is a gift, and every decision is an opportunity to build a legacy that will outlast you. I want to share with you an idea that has fascinated me for years. An idea that has fascinated me for years. An idea about the future of knowledge and learning. In my youth, I was captivated by the works of great philosophers, especially Aristotle, whose ideas laid the foundation of Western civilization. But there was one thing that troubled me. I could never ask Aristotle a question. I could read his words, but I couldn't engage with his thoughts directly. Imagine if one day we could have a tool, a revolutionary interactive device, that captures the underlying principles of great minds like Aristotle. Not just the words he wrote, but the essence of his wisdom. Imagine being able to ask him a question and receive an answer in real time. A dialogue that brings ancient wisdom into our modern lives. This isn't science fiction. It's the promise of interactive technology and artificial intelligence. We are on the brink of a future where knowledge isn't static. It's dynamic, it's interactive, and it's personalized. This technology could change the way we learn, the way we teach, and the way we think. It's about transforming education from a one-size-fits-all model into an experience that adapts to you, that evolves with you, and that helps you unlock your true potential. The greatest minds in history, people like Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo, Newton, and yes, Aristotle, were not content to accept the world as it was. They challenged conventions, questioned the status quo, and in doing so, they changed everything. Their ideas were not fixed in stone. They evolved, they adapted, and they paved the way for future generations. We have a responsibility to honor that legacy. We must not let ourselves be confined by outdated ways of thinking. The future belongs to those who embrace change, who are willing to challenge the norms, and who dare to ask the hard questions. Whether it's in technology, art, business, or life, the path to greatness is paved with risk, innovation, and the courage to think differently. Today, I urge you, do not settle for the ordinary. Break free from the chains of conformity. Believe that you have the power to reshape your world. Because the reality is simple. Everything around you is built by people just like you. And if they can build it, if they can imagine it, then so can you. I want you to remember something fundamental. The power to change your life starts with one simple action: asking. When I was young, I picked up the phone and called Bill Hewlett. I didn't hesitate. I simply asked for spare parts to build a frequency counter, and that small act of boldness changed everything. It wasn't just about getting parts. It was about opening a door to a world of possibilities. Most people never ask. They remain silent. They let fear hold them back. But the ones who succeed, the ones who truly change the world, they ask. They ask for help. They ask for opportunities. They challenge the status quo with one simple question: why not? Imagine if every brilliant idea you had was held back by silence. Imagine if you never dared to ask, never dared to dream, because you were too afraid of rejection. That's the path of mediocrity. And it's not for you, because you were born to break the mold, to question, and to create. So ask. Ask boldly. Ask with conviction. And when you do, you'll be amazed at the doors that open. You'll be amazed at the people who step forward to help, to guide, and to support you on your journey. The future is built on curiosity and courage. We live in a world of infinite possibilities. Yet too often we let fear, doubt, and complacency keep us from exploring what could be. Every invention, every breakthrough, every revolutionary idea began with a single moment of courage. A moment when someone decided to step off the beaten path and chart a new course. A new course. I challenge you to be that person. To be the one who dares to question everything. To be the one who refuses to accept the world as it is, and instead envisions what it could be. Let your curiosity drive you. Let your courage guide you. Because the future is not written in stone, it's crafted by the brave, the bold, the relentless. Every day as you go about your life, remember that you have the power to influence change. Whether it's through technology, art, education, or simple acts of kindness, your actions have the potential to transform the world around you. And that begins with a single thought, a single spark of creativity. We are on the brink of an extraordinary revolution. Imagine a tool so advanced that it not only stores information, but allows you to engage with it, ask questions, explore ideas, and even converse with the minds of history's greatest thinkers. Picture this. You're a student, and instead of reading a textbook, you have an interactive guide that lets you ask Aristotle a question about ethics, about life, about the nature of reality. Imagine receiving an answer that's thoughtful, insightful, an answer that feels like a conversation with one of the greatest minds of all time. This is not a far-off dream. It's the promise of our future. With advances in artificial intelligence, interactive media, and personalized learning, we're moving toward a world where education is dynamic, adaptive, and profoundly personal. We can break free from the one-size-fits-all approach and create a learning environment that nurtures every individual's unique potential. This new era of knowledge isn't just about technology. It's about reconnecting with our roots, understanding that the wisdom of the past can guide us in building a better future. It's about merging the ancient with the modern, the classical with the innovative. And in doing so, we'll unlock a level of creativity and understanding that we never thought possible. Redefining the meaning of success. So what does it mean to succeed? For most people, success is measured by tangible achievements. Money, titles, accolades. True success is something different. It's about the impact you have on the world, the lives you touch, the legacy you leave behind. It's about knowing that your actions, your ideas, your passions have made a difference. The great innovators of our time didn't chase success for the sake of success. They chased it because they believed in something bigger than themselves. They understood that every failure, every setback was simply a stepping stone on the path to greatness. And they never, ever stopped asking. Never ever stopped pushing the boundaries of what was possible. You have that same potential inside of you. You have the power to redefine what success means for yourself and for the world. It starts with a single decision, a decision to embrace the unknown, to take risks, to let go of the fear of failure. It starts with the courage to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path. Embracing change, embracing life we've talked about so much today. The illusion of conformity, the power of vision, the importance of asking, and the promise of a future where interactive technology can bring timeless wisdom to life. But none of it matters if you're not willing to change. Change is the only constant in life. And if you resist change, if you cling to what is familiar and comfortable, you'll never evolve. Step out of your comfort zone. Embrace change with open arms and let it transform you. Because every time you adapt, every time you learn something new, you become more than you were yesterday. You grow, you evolve, and you get one step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. The journey ahead, look around you. This moment is not the end, but the beginning of something extraordinary. Every great innovation, every revolutionary idea was once just a dream. And those who dared to dream big are the ones who changed the world. The journey is long. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments when you'll want to give up. But remember, every failure is a lesson, every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every moment is an opportunity to redefine your future. The path to greatness is not a straight line. It's a winding road paved with the decisions you make every single day. It's built on the courage to ask questions, the determination to find answers, and the relentless pursuit of your passion. So as you go forward, take these lessons with you. Reject the status quo. Embrace the power of simplicity. Build a future that is shaped by your vision and driven by your determination. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Today, I ask you, are you ready to break free from the constraints of a predetermined life? Are you ready to challenge everything you know, to question every rule, and to redefine what is possible? Because your future is not something that happens to you. It's something you create. If you believe in the power of your ideas, if you believe in the strength of your vision, then don't settle. Don't waste another moment living a life dictated by the expectations of others. The world is waiting for you to make your mark. It's time to rise above the ordinary, to dare, to risk, and to build something extraordinary. Let this be your wake-up call. Embrace the unknown. Take that leap of faith. Follow your heart. And never stop questioning, never stop dreaming, and never stop creating. Because in the end, the only way to truly succeed is to change the world. And that starts with you.